Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the What If Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, Glenn Thomas. Always with me, the wizard himself, nephew Corey. What's going on, wizard?
What's going on, guys? I'm here. Barely, but I'm here.
Barely.
Barely, right? Barely. What's up? Hey, we got my man, Tribal Chief Keith. What's up, Keith?
Tribal Chief Keith Champ Creed. All of us are recovering in different ways from an explosive weekend, SummerSlam 2025. Man, look, the question is, just to get to the point,
Yeah.
was SummerSlam 2025 better than WrestleMania 41?
Hmm. I guess that would go to me since I attended both.
Go ahead. Yeah. You up first.
It's almost like, are you really giving that nod already? Uh
I mean, I don't want to be prisoner of the
Not
moment.
you. Yeah. Oh, it's better. It's better.
Okay, all right,
Yeah,
all right.
it's better.
Now we matching night for night because there, to me, when you look at night for night, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, like I said, we know we had two nights of nonstop action. We had some shocking moments. We had surprises. We had Brock Lesnar. We had Seth Rollins. You had a lot of surprises at SummerSlam, right? And
Hmm.
again, you mentioned a few minutes ago, are we prisoners of the moment, right? Do we want to be
Right.
prisoners of the moment, or can we really go apple to apple? Like WrestleMania was it.
Mm. It's tough. It's tough. I mean, SummerSlam is definitely in our minds right now. Um, I enjoyed WrestleMania. I'm in a minority, but I enjoyed WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But mm, I, them surprises help. I mean, the main event this time is 10 times better than what we got at Mania for night two. That is with Cody and Cena. It's. I also see what G is saying. It's like it's tough. It's like you almost got to go bar for bar between the two nights between both events because you
Right.
really got to be like, there's some matches that probably were better at 41 for Mania
Mm-hmm.
hmm
than SummerSlam, but it's like, for example, the women's triple threat for the women's world heavyweight for the women's world championship. Um, Bianca versus Io versus Rhea clears most matches, men or women, period, this year.
right, right.
Correct.
But Naomi versus Rhea versus Io was not bad. It was just a different match.
No, no, it wasn't.
Yeah, so it's hard when you got to say, yeah, one was better than the other because Mania was not bad. I know people hate it because of it's like one thing spoils the entire bunch, but
Well, what spoiled in your estimation? What spoiled WrestleMania 41, night one or
I
night two?
think for others, because it didn't spoil it for me, I think for others, the Travis Scott involvement, the the I guess lackluster of a match with Cena and Cody.
Mhm.
But again, for me, Cena's playing that role. You're not getting what you got Sunday night from this past week at Mania 41 just because of the type of character Cena was portraying.
Yeah.
He's not out there to deal good matches. But on the surface, of course, this past Sunday was 10 times better than what we got at Mania.
I
And
think
you're talking about main event wise.
Yes, I think you got to go. Well, again, got to go match for match and stuff because there are redeeming qualities. On the outside looking in, when you say, "Oh yeah, was SummerSlam better than Mania?" and then somebody says yes, to the average listener, it's like it writes off Mania as such a bad show. And when for me, it was not a bad show. I just think SummerSlam was good. It was that much better in the sense of what you were getting out of the matches.
Right.
yeah, I don't think it was that bad. I think when you go match for match, I think Jay Uso and Gunther uh, did not. If you go competitors, right? CM Punk and Gunther. was better than Jey Uso and Gunther, right? In my opinion, right? But you got a better ending because everybody wanted to see Jey Uso win the World Championship at the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. So when you go match for match, you do that. Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte, in my opinion, was better than Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. So when you do that, that's a different dynamic, to it. So it's not apples to apples or oranges to oranges. So to your question, Keith, I think in the moment we all say that SummerSlam was good, right? But the question is not what we think now, is when we compared it 5 years from now, 6 years from now, and we watch, as Wizard alluded, as we watch some storylines play out, and we can sit back and say, you know what? I get it. That SummerSlam started XYZ, or that SummerSlam was when, and so same thing with WrestleMania. You can say, hey, that WrestleMania, when you talk about John Cena, that WrestleMania put things in place for the John Cena that we saw, or the John Cena that we saw for the past couple months, not the John Cena that we see currently right now.
All right. Well, here's how I'll sum it up. Right. I'm just gonna go down the line, and you guys can count bathroom break versus concession break versus I need a drink. Right. So we got Jey Uso and Gunther, night one WrestleMania. Hey, I'm with it. The New Day versus the War Raiders. I need a drink. Jade Cargill versus Naomi. That wasn't too bad. That wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
That was good. That was good for Jade.
That wasn't too bad. That was pretty good. Jacob versus LA Knight. That was pretty decent. No complaints there.
Jacob's coming out party.
Right. Yep. El Grande Americano versus Ray Phoenix. That was decent.
Need a drink.
Huh?
Need a drink on that one.
What?
Just because Ray Phoenix was a last minute thing. You know what I'm saying? He really that match.
But it was a good match.
Yeah, I enjoyed the match though.
It wasn't a bad.
I mean, that's G's opinion. I'm with it. That's G's opinion.
In your opinion, I'm not knocking your opinion. I'm just saying, for me, I could have went and got something to drink, and I would have been fine.
Okay, all right, no problem.
See?
And we got Seth with the turn, or Paul Heyman with the turn, defeats Roman and Punk.
Yeah, which was very good.
Very good. Very good.
All right, so okay.
Was that really it for night one?
That's night one. That's night one.
Yeah, it's proving. Go ahead. And
that last match went 32 minutes. I felt Tiffany, even though Tiffany and Charlotte was okay, I felt that match went a little too long. Right?
Wasn't Tiffany and Charlotte night one?
Yeah, night one. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you didn't say it. That's why I was like, wait a minute.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, that was night one. All right. So now we go to SummerSlam, and we go to night one. Roman Reigns and Jey. Wow, when Roman Reigns is opening the show on night one,
I thought it was good though.
No, it was good. I'm just saying times are changing.
I think times are changing from what it is your perception of opening match. The opener is almost as coveted of a spot as the main event nowadays. Seriously.
But how many times has Roman opened versus how many times has he main evented?
Yes, but I think it depends on what he's been around for. When he's been around, most of his stuff main events.
Yeah.
When he's just come back or something, it's a possibility he may open. Like, what was it last year? Crown Jewel, when him and Jay and Jimmy just got back together, and then they fought. They lost to Solo and the Tongans, or Solo and Tama and Jacob, I think it was. But either way, they lost. You know what I'm saying? So they weren't Roman just wasn't around like that. And then Roman was, for the time he was around, it was the bloodline just getting back together. It wasn't like depth to that yet. So, yeah.
Okay. So we got Roman and Jay opening. That was a good match. Charlotte.
Yeah, real quick on that match right there, go add to the opening. I think sometimes you have to have in the older days, you had matches that would lead up, like you lead up to the big match.
Yeah, you got to kick the door down.
Right, you got to kick. So this one,
Yeah.
I think you got to kick the door down on this right here because you want to start fast. You want to start quick. You want people to be excited. Matter of fact, truth be told, with it, and I know you want people to go to their seats, right?
Yes.
You want people to go to their seats because if this match is announced, we have everybody sitting there. Nobody's at a concession stand.
For
Nobody's all over
TV
the place.
purposes as well.
For TV purposes, you have everybody sitting in, and no one looks at that because sometimes we see shows when they start, the seats are empty because everybody's at the concession stand.
Yeah.
They know the first.
Yeah.
So,
Well, no offense, but it's like nobody's, Sami Zayn and Karrion Cross opens, nobody's rushing back to their seat like that.
right.
Right. All right. So we got Roman and Jay. Everyone's in the seat. So it's either bathroom break, concession break, in the seats. So Roman and Jay in the seats, Charlotte and Alexa in the seats. And I like the fact that they kept that match like 13 minutes. It says 13:30, didn't go on too long. Sammy and Karrion Cross, bathroom break. I didn't enjoy it. I know the lead up to it. I know the story. The thing that was intriguing was that Karrion Cross is picking up support in the arenas that he's in.
Oh yeah, yeah. But the thing is with him though, champ, is that
Contracts is what
the other underlying factor is that a lot of people, it's gotten out with his contract situation that a lot of people know what to look for with that match, and pretty much unless something happens, the deal to look for that match was if Karrion won, he was staying, but if he lost, he's more than likely gone, and I think he's gone, or will be gone.
Yeah, him and Scarlett.
Yeah, he's had a lot of bites at the apple, a lot of chances, opportunities.
Hasn't found his place on the main roster down in NXT. He was the guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was the man.
They built him as the guy. He was a guy on the main roster. He's kind of lost. I mean, you figure he did the thing with the with Paul Ellering and what's the big dude's name?
The
AOP.
Yeah, AOP, and that didn't work out. He had a little realism moment backstage with AJ Styles. It just hasn't been everything they trying to throw at the wall for this guy.
It just
hasn't stuck, and
until now, and unfortunately, it's
until now, right
when he's leaving.
Tiffany and Jay, they went 7 minutes as opposed to going 19 with Charlotte. What have you?
Right. Let's stay here for a minute.
Yeah.
Tiffany Stratton and Jade, 7 minutes, right? I don't know. It behaves to be time to time. Jade, this match should have went longer, right? To me, is an indication they're not happy with Jade because I'm gonna say why. If you think this should have been Jade, the way that she won the Royal Rumble, right? I mean, yeah, she won. No, she won. Queen in the Ring. Sorry,
Queen in the Ring.
Yeah, Queen in the Ring. As she went Queen in the Ring, you thinking, hey, this build up should be real great, right? This build up to Tiffany Stratton in a SummerSlam match. Jade, you go 7 minutes in a title match. Like 7 minutes in a title match, to me, is not good. It's not a good sign for Jade. And I won't say she didn't get all her stuff in, but she didn't get all her stuff.
Well, think about this. Jay and Roman went almost 22 minutes. That's a long time for an opening bout.
Yeah, but that opening bout makes everyone, again, we said it, get everybody in.
No, I know it's important, but that's for 20 minutes is a long time for an opening bout. Like, you kind of want to save those long matches, like towards it. Like, I think that Jade, I don't think that they're disappointed with her because she looked very good. Like, that 7 minute window was a time frame for her not to blow any spots, not to botch, not to make any mistakes. And she almost had a damn near perfect match. I mean, she didn't win, but in terms of the performance, I actually think this match set her up for future success.
She's getting better. She's gotten better. I'm not knocking. She's getting better. She has the intensity. She's getting better. She had a little botch towards the end of finish. It was a little botchy. But other than that, she's getting better. You see the progression. The thing is, I think everybody wants them to pull the trigger. And I think I said on last week's show, or maybe we were talking offline, there's no way in the world they were going to have two Black World female champions at the same time.
No,
That,
and I don't think she's ready yet. I don't think she's
not ready. If she would have won, Naomi was going to lose. And so I looked at it. That's the way I looked at it. They're not ready for that. And that wasn't going to happen. But I think the match was pretty decent, 7 minutes. I would have gave it a little bit more time, but it told a story.
Yeah. And it was in the seats.
What's your thoughts, man? Did it tell a story? Were you good with the 7 minutes?
He done fell asleep.
No, I didn't.
You on a 72
I was drinking some water. My bad.
72-hour Mania marathon. I mean, SummerSlam marathon.
Yes.
I mean, Tiffany and Jade, I think it went the time it was supposed to.
Yeah.
It was, how do I want to put this? You had to have the match in the sense of Jade won the Queen of the Ring. Tiffany, you're putting Tiffany on the show. Maybe there's a continuation. We'll see Friday. But if this is it, then it's quite telling, almost to what G was alluding, where they view Jade at right now. And it's Jade because Tiffany's the champion. We see where they view her as.
She got the rocket on her back, dog.
Yeah, she does. She does. So yeah, we'll see Friday what happens.
Yeah,
we'll I think Jade, just to wrap it up, I think Jade doesn't get the title this year. I do think she'll win the Royal Rumble next year.
That's a possibility.
Possibility.
Yeah, I think she'll win it next year. All right, then we go on to Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul versus Randy Orton and Jelly Roll. That one went 17 minutes, maybe about 2 minutes too long for my taste. Definitely in the seats. Jelly Roll. So I think we've gotten to the point where we're going to compare every celebrity appearance now to the standard that is Bad Bunny. But I'm not going to do this for Jelly Roll because he's a different kind of celebrity wrestler. The movement, he has character. I'll give it to Jelly. He has character, man. Your celebrities are always your baby faces, unless you that trash Vis Scott, unless you're him. But I think that for what it was and for what it's worth, I think we get Jelly Roll back for another storyline. I don't think this is a one.
I think so too. I mean, he's working to get himself in shape. I mean, he didn't look terrible. I mean, we've seen some celebrities who look terrible in the ring, right? We've seen some terrible celebrity, but I thought he did well for his first time out. I mean, he spent enough time in the ring by himself, which I thought was pretty good.
Right. That was risky. That was very risky.
Yeah, that was risky. So they gave him some time in the ring. They knew what he could do. He knew his part, his script. He knew his role. You know, we might laugh at the fact that he's on a table bracing himself like this. You know what I'm saying? But you know, and then turning the wrong way. But again, who wouldn't do that the first time, right?
Right.
And you know, first time you got another man jumping 20 feet off of you, jumping 20 feet on top of you, right? Wouldn't brace themselves. But I thought he did well. I thought he didn't blow up. You know, so from what we see, and the injury angle that he played, the partial injury angle he played was pretty well. He knew his cues, so you can tell he's been working. Like Triple H always says, he's been working at the Performance Center, and I'm not mad at it at all. I thought it was what it was. You know, I like the ending. I like the fact that they didn't win.
I do too.
I like the fact that they didn't win, and I thought that was good storytelling because you know Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre, they both really needed a pay-per-view win, right? They needed to have something on their slate. Say, you know what, we beat Randy Orton and Jelly Roll, which is good, right? And fans are not mad. Randy Orton just had fun doing it. So
I think the 4 guys in this match also are all going separate ways in their careers right now. We know Logan is going to the top of the card. We know Randy's on his way out. We know Jelly Roll was doing this for the experience. But I actually think it's time for Drew McIntyre to start getting into Hollywood. Like I think Drew can I think Drew can establish a very good career in film and television from here. Because I don't think that the top of the card is for him anymore. And I think where he is right now is a good time to kind of like hedge his bets, step away, see what he can get, and then start working on that component of his career.
I think Drew can still be at the top. I think Drew has the opportunity still at the top. Depends on who's champion, right? And so when you look at guys that are champions, Drew's a heel now, so he can face a Cody. Eventually, Sammy will get the title. He can face a Sammy, right? I think Drew has one more title run in him. And I like Drew as a heel. I can see Drew being an IC champion, right? Again, and having that run. Right now, he doesn't need it because he's the bruiser, right? He's the guy who has the attitude, the chip on his shoulder. The guys people still love, he loves to hate. So when he steps in the room, you know it's going to be time for him to beat somebody up and go after somebody. He's the guy that you can always throw in the title picture and make it believable, right? His ability is there. And I think he's comfortable doing what he did. I mean, let's be honest, Drew carried his company for a little bit during the pandemic.
Yeah. That was peak. I think that was like the pinnacle for him.
Right. And coming out there, title run. He got shafted last year at Mania. But he is moving to me. He's not up nor down. He's stagnant.
Okay. All right.
I can say flat, and that's bad in wrestling to say somebody's flat line. He got a little bump, like beep.
Well, and then we'll wrap up night one. We already know what happened. There's nothing more that can be said. I personally think that the ending of night one of SummerSlam with Seth Rollins, what he did. I mean, first off, let me not even forget about Gunther. Gunther, once again, good match, very solid match. It was a half hour, but it didn't feel like a half hour.
No.
The pacing was great. The storytelling was there. I only have one problem with the spot where they got the color. I wish they kind of went a different way about getting him to bleed. Like with Punk tripping him on the table and him allegedly falling, hitting his head on something and bleeding. I wasn't really buying that. That's the one thing about the match that I didn't like.
A little Looney Tune-ish.
Yeah. It was come on now. Daffy Duck sweep the leg, Wile E. Coyote sweep the leg. No, there's different ways you can get color. Many ways you can get color in a wrestling match. That might have been one of the worst.
Hard. This ain't AEW. Ain't doing it the hard way, brother.
Right. I just didn't like that. But outside of that, everything else going into Punk wins. That is a top. How frequently can you say that you had possibly two of the top 10 SummerSlam moments of all time happen in one night? Because the story arc Punk coming back after all this time, after all these years away, coming back and finally getting the title and having it for 10 seconds until his main nemesis comes, pisses on his picnic, and just does what he does, the way that he did it, the timing. Everyone said it was cinematic. Night one of SummerSlam to me eclipses night one of Mania.
Let me help you out at 5 minutes and 10 seconds. But anyway,
it's interesting. Because I was listening to a Sirius XM with the Pro Wrestling Nation channel, and I can't remember who was on, and they'll have to forgive me. I can't remember who said it, but what they said was, and it was very true, and I was like, wow. They pretty much said Gunther is a wrestler, one of the only guys you could drop him in any era, and he works.
Yes.
Like he could have wrestled, against Bruno. You could have had him against Hogan. You could have had him against Bret Hart. You could have had him against, John Cena in the Ruthless Aggression days. I mean, you got him now. I mean, Gunther works. And it was crazy to look at. I'm like, dang, he's right. You could have had Gunther wrestle in any era, any decade. Mm-hmm.
Gunther can make Ultimate Warrior and Lex Luger look good.
Yeah.
I'm convinced.
Yeah. He's one of those guys, man. Again, the guy, when you first said that, Wiz, that in any era, the first name that came to my mind was like a Nikita Koloff. Where I believe Nikita could wrestle in any era. Based off the gimmick, based off what he can do. All right. And was one of those type guys and the worker that he has. Gunther he has the look. And what I wanted to hats off to him because when he first came to WWE, he did what Keith Lee wasn't willing to do.
Yeah.
Great point.
Yep. He lost the weight. He did what the company needed him to do. They was able to put the rocket on his back. He was able to do great TV, great matches, and look at him now. I mean, the guy has been in main events. The guy has won titles. The guy has had a solid career, and he's now even talking on a mic by himself. So it's just, I mean, he's done everything that the company has asked him to do. I'm not going to use the term company guy, but he's a company guy.
That's a great point with something minor, but I think it's telling. He doesn't, and it's not a bad thing necessarily, but you alluded to it, G. He doesn't have the heater of a Ludwig Kaiser with him anymore either, and he's sustaining on his own.
Yes.
Because I think that pairing was very good, but he's outgrown that pairing in the sense of, for me, that pairing was to make sure that that he stayed on Gunther, but he didn't need it. He doesn't need it anymore now, and it shows.
No.
Yeah, it definitely shows. So, I mean, great match. But then how about Seth Rollins? We'll get on that real quick. Like, WWE now under Triple H has been able to keep a lot of things under wraps. I watched Unreal, right? I watched WWE Unreal over the week for leading up to SummerSlam, and we saw how they kept the Rock and the John Cena and the Cody Rhodes match. How they kept everything quiet, kept it to these 5 guys, right? I believe six guys. All right. And how they kept it quiet. Even here with the Seth Rollins situation, how they kept it quiet, right? I know what they're telling everybody. I'm sure Triple H got the information from Dr. Andrews, right? Down in Alabama. We know Seth said it was just his wife.
I don't even think he went to Dr. Andrews.
I think he did.
No, he did.
I think he did.
He was legit.
They were already there.
Yeah.
You're right. That's right. You're right. Oh, it worked out perfectly then.
Yeah.
Right. So he was legit hurt, right? Because Birmingham to Atlanta is not a long drive at all.
Right.
Well, remember they were there. They were in Birmingham that Monday for Raw anyway.
That's right. It was in Birmingham that Monday for Raw, right? And because it's straight down I-20.
Yeah, it worked out perfect regardless.
It worked out perfect.
Yeah.
So, and then I think there was something that happened, right? It wasn't as serious as everybody thought. In my opinion, I think they said, let's roll with it. Let's keep it quiet. People think it is. This is how we can play it. Hey, it worked. So, this which leads me to believe under Triple H's regime, everything can be kept quiet.
Yeah.
Vince was leaking his own stuff.
That's what we said. We talked about that yesterday.
Yeah.
Right?
Yo, Vince was leaking his. I'm just thinking, Vince McMahon was leaking his own stuff. Same players, only players different as Vince.
Yeah.
Just think about it. Let's respect.
It's either that or the leash, or the leash is tighter, or something. There may be something being done. Well, again, it could be that Vince was leaking his own stuff. But something is being done differently, whether it's the discipline or the willingness to keep things. Something is being done different. I can't pinpoint it, but something's being done differently because the same people are there, like y'all said.
Yeah, or they're just keeping it real tight. Like, I mean, again, back to Unreal, it was like we only talk to these 5 people. We don't talk to nobody else. Maybe Triple H just talked to Seth and nobody else knew till the last minute, right?
Yeah.
But it was, I mean, to the point, man, the use of social media with this as well. Becky Lynch posting him playing with the little girl and he got crutches and he can barely move. I mean,
this was very well executed.
Very well executed. People believe what they see on social media.
Very well executed. Well, for the sake of the framework of Unreal and seeing how things worked in the back, I'm going to be the Bruce Pritchard here. And for the sake of time, we will move on the conversation.
Okay. We'll move on.
So let's go to night 2 of WrestleMania. We had the Io Sky versus Bianca and Rhea in the opening bout. That was really good. That was 14 minutes, 25 seconds. I think
great match.
Yeah, that was
a
great
match of WrestleMania, honestly.
Match of WrestleMania.
So you stay in your seat for that. The next one was Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest in the Sin City Street Fight. That one went 14 minutes. I don't think that I had a problem with it, but it just wasn't memorable. And just not everything's meant to be memorable. So I'm not going to say it was good or bad. It was solid. Dominic Mysterio winning what he defeat. It was a fatal 4-way match. That was, what is this, night 2 of Mania for him to win the chip? That was an unexpected crowd response. Unexpected match. I did not think that match was going to have the crowd reaction that it did. I did not think that Dominic would be elevated the way that he was. I thought it would come later down the line. And it was 10 minutes, 10 minutes. They did all that in 10 minutes. What'd you think of the match, Wiz?
Oh, I loved it. It was Dominic's time. He had gotten to the point where the reaction came off great on TV because there's 70,000 people are in there or whatnot.
Right.
But he had already been kind of getting those reactions. People, it's, I think for people in his output on television, people are glad they were wrong. This is the one of the few times people are glad they were wrong about the nepotism argument with Dominic, because he's earned everything that he's gotten.
Yeah.
He's a 20-year veteran.
Yeah, exactly. See, he's a 20-plus year veteran. I mean, you can't. Yeah, I always thought the nepotism argument was garbage with him anyway, because it was like, of all people,
right?
For me, I wouldn't. Ray is as old school can be, for real.
Right.
There ain't no nepotism situation coming out of a Rey Mysterio.
No, and even in luchador culture, you're not going to get nepotism. Every performer who is the second or third generation of a previous performer, they all raise the bar. They have a high standard of expectation. Yep. You're not going to get. Well, I'm not going to speak ill of any of the second generation guys that didn't make it, because I'm not in the business of that. But you're not going to get what we've seen before. You're not going to get that from the luchador guys, not at all.
No, and then plus again, you had a kid that was around Eddie Guerrero. You had a kid that his daddy Rey Mysterio. They got a ring in the backyard. He wrestled every day, right? Every single day.
Conan's his godfather.
Conan's his godfather, right? The kid did everything he needed. He'd been around wrestling all the years, and he'd been in the ring. He was in and out of the ring. I had more ring time than some of the people that came up from NXT. Right?
Yeah.
And so he has the skills to do so. And he has showed us what he can do. We've seen the growth of Dominic Mysterio. Even from WrestleMania to SummerSlam, the growth of Dominic Mysterio, right?
Yep.
His work, his timing on the mic, his moveset, like this kid has been you can tell he's been studying.
He's adding the subtleties of a performer. Like I said, that match was that match was with 3 other people, and it was 10.5 minutes.
Yep.
He got all his stuff in, and he did it the right way to garner the reaction that he got. Sometimes less is more, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's easy to have a bad match if it's a fatal 4-way or a triple threat, as opposed to you working one-on-one. So in that time frame to do what he did match-wise, phenomenal. Which moves us to Randy Orton versus Joe Hendry, which was like that was a good moment of the night.
Yes.
That was awesome. One of the top RKOs we see. Yeah. Production-wise, perfect. That was definitely stay in the seats for that. The Logan Paul versus AJ Styles match. Personally, I went and got something to drink.
That's fair.
I
thought it was. Yeah, I mean, you got a lot during that Mania already up to that point, so that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that match
wasn't a
pretty
bad
good.
match though.
Wasn't a bad match. I thought it helped Logan to get to what he was trying to get to. You know what I'm saying? And it tells a little bit more of a story where AJ we see now is on a losing streak on in pay-per-views.
Yep.
So,
and that was 3 minutes. And then since I was already by the bathroom and I heard them announce Lyra Valkyria, Becky, and Liv Morgan and Raquel, I just went to the pardon me. I went to the bathroom for the Logan Paul AJ Styles match, and then I went to get a concessions, a beverage. When the Lyra Valkyria, I was basically in my seat, ready for the main event at that point in time. The Lyra Valkyria, Becky Lynch, Liv Morgan, and Raquel Rodriguez, that went 8 minutes and 40 seconds. You guys' thoughts on that?
I mean, it was basically to put. I mean, we see what things to come from that, but up to that point, I thought it was really just to showcase that Becky was back. I mean,
yeah,
obviously we know in hindsight what we got out of that in the coming weeks and months and whatnot. But up to that night, I just thought, okay, well, they had to bring Becky back somewhere, and it was there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, which brings us to the main event, which was John Cena and Cody Rhodes. And this one here is going to be a little bit loaded. I remember listening to Roddy Piper talk about how difficult it was to work with Mr. T in WrestleMania 1 and WrestleMania 2, right? They had the program for 1 and 2. Guys, I need confirmation on it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. T. Yeah. Piper and T was in the finals, Mr. T. Then they had that boxing match at WrestleMania 2.
Right. And I heard that the boys in the back weren't too keen on having Mr. T there. He was a hindrance. He was difficult to deal with. Dare I say, Travis Scott's name starts with a T. And I think Travis Scott has been like the lone blemish on professional wrestling. I will go the distance saying, I think he's a great musician, but out of all the celebrities that have come into this thing, I wish they never brought Travis Scott into wrestling. He's contributed nothing. He hurt one of the performers. He doesn't understand timing. He doesn't understand. He's a fan of it, but you can tell that he thinks it's all about him as opposed to him being a part of something bigger than him, right?
Yep.
And to me, he's messed up storyline. He's messed up Cody's face. And there's no way in any other generation that Travis Scott does that and he doesn't get one of the biggest receipts ever. There's no way. And I'm not an old school guy, right? But some things I think should hold true because you got to protect yourself and you got to protect the boys, right? The message would have been sent. If you're a celebrity and you come here to this thing and you are reckless, you will pay for it. To me, he messed up. He messed up everything for me. Like that whole storyline. Like I don't get the affinity for him being involved. I don't even know why he was involved. Like it's good to bring him in for something here, there, whatever. But I would not put him in a major championship storyline going up to WrestleMania. There's no justification for that.
But that's why we don't see. That's why you didn't see him at SummerSlam. That's why you didn't see anybody interfere. You didn't see him. You didn't see The Rock. You didn't see nobody at SummerSlam. It had to be what it was.
I got things to say about that. So
let's go. I want to hear what you're
saying. I think there was. Here's where I come from with that. The involvement. Granted, yes, he could have been involved with anything else, but he had already been being strategically placed with main event talent. And because, he came out with Jey Uso I'll go before that. Travis had Astro World. Triple H was there and give him the hardcore belt. Say, hey,
yes,
come to, Netflix premiere.
Right.
Excuse me. from there, he's with Jey Uso on the Netflix premiere. He's the theme song for WrestleMania, so he comes out with The Rock at Elimination Chamber. And you watch him real, Rock told him, lay it in. And no, listen, you gotta let me finish. You gotta let me finish. In the sense of it, laying it in, here's where you see. That's why you gotta let me go first and tell you. I think, in agreement with you, champ, I don't think he knew the difference of lay it in, as he's listening to what he's being told, so he's like, oh, all right, I need to really hit him or whatnot, as opposed to in the wrestling. Again, I'm no wrestler, but what I would gather from that is, make it tight, make it snug, make it a good shot, for the appearance on television, but you're not gonna go out to hurt the man either,
Right.
I think he didn't understand that.
What if he hits Cody in the eye or something like that, and Cody has nerve damage, and now his career, like, Cody's the golden goose.
Yeah.
You almost took out the golden goose, bro.
Yes, but there's no but in a bad way, but I'm saying he also listened to The Rock. If it goes the way it's being told on Unreal,
right,
and Rock tells him to lay it in.
We're going to talk about Dwayne at the end of this.
Yes, yeah. If The Rock tells you that, and you're the celebrity coming in, and which I don't know, but I'm gonna, I'm the positive one, so I'm gonna lean on the side of positivity in that Travis is there to listen. Travis, I'm thinking Travis did what he was told, and he's told by arguably the biggest wrestler in the history of the sport. I'm just saying that in the sense of conveying my point. He's gonna listen, So yeah,
I think he got too high.
But yes, as far as his involvement, Travis Scott is one of the biggest. You know this, champ. You know this, G. He's one of the biggest celebrities out there. Period. So, for what the vision was, obviously it never came to fruition. But up to that point, what the vision was, yes, I could totally understand why he was involved. Man had a whole merchandise set up at WrestleMania. The merch, the reach of who he is, and to get casual people watching and say, "Oh my goodness, Travis Scott's there with The Rock." Like, Travis Scott and The Rock, just on paper, that's a huge combination of influence and presence, outside of wrestling for what you're trying to gather. So, in hindsight, yeah, it's like, why in the world was he involved? But up to that point, I understood exactly why he was involved. It made sense. Brings eyes to the product.
All right. So we'll move on. We're at night 2. We said Naomi, Rhea, Io Sky, triple threat. That went 16 minutes, 20 seconds. That wasn't a bad match. I'm glad Naomi came out with the title. G, what are your thoughts on that one for night 2 SummerSlam?
I love the match. I love the fact that her father brought her out. I thought that was a great moment.
Great, yeah.
I thought that was a great moment. It was cool. Also established, who her dad was, and I love the fact that they knew his background, who he played for. I thought that was good. But it just adds to the character of Naomi, right? Every time I see this character of Naomi, I always think about the Total Divas, how she years back again, she couldn't do it, right? She didn't want to do it. I don't know how I'll be a heel. They're not gonna like me. But she had and to look at the story of her having to go away to understand what the business was and how to change, to me is great, man. And I'm loving the fact that she's able to wrestle, keep up with. Let's be honest, Rhea Ripley is the face, and people argue, some say Tiffany Stratton, but Rhea Ripley is the woman in WWE, right? Yeah. Everything goes as Rhea Ripley goes right now.
Yeah, right now, yeah.
Right now, right? And so for her to be able to overcome Rhea Ripley and Io Sky in the way that she did it with a cheap steal, like, man, to me, think about the old heels, right? Who killed the old Tully Blanchards, the Michael P.S. Hayes, to get away with a a win that you shouldn't get a win with. It was the old roll up with the pulling of the tights. To me, was classic. Right? It was great because it had this match had the fans in the palm of your hand because you want Rhea so bad to win, right? Even if Io would have won, you're not mad. But if Rhea wins, they blows the top off the building, right? But when Naomi was able to steal it and still leave out as a champion, she had a moment with her father, and she had a moment of retaining the title, and now she's on her way to Paris. That's the one thing that we as fans, or even as Naomi fans, did not want to see. Did not want to see her to be a transitional champion. Want to see her to be able to have the opportunity to have a run. My thing is if TNA can give her opportunity, why not WWE? They built her. She's a homegrown person in WWE, and she's doing well. Let her have her run. And I think the run right now, the character she's playing, is great. Loving it, right?
Yeah.
Loving it.
She's good. She's relishing the moment as a heel. The next one was the Wyatt Six in the 6-pack table, ladders, and chairs match. Basically, this was the let's clear out the catering area, give everybody a shot, give a shout out to the old TLC guys. Even though I was home for this one because I wasn't, I had too many Slim Jims the night before. I had too much. What is it? What's Cody's drink?
Wheatley American vodka.
Yeah, Wheatley, Slim Jims, and drumsticks, and don't mix. So
that's funny.
I missed this whole match. So y'all got to fill it. I don't even know what went on. I just know I came out and it was over.
I mean, not in a negative way, but typical Spot Fest TLC match.
Yeah.
Which was good though. Everybody got their stuff off. Hate to say it, but good moment for the Wyatts to win. I don't think anybody else needed to win in that match.
No, Angelo and Angelo Dawkins and Street Profits already got their TLC win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
SmackDown a couple months ago. Y6 needed something, right? Let's be honest. The Y6 needs something to be relevant.
Yeah, they did.
They need something because the nostalgia of Bray Wyatt, the nostalgia of Uncle Howdy, and all that, it's gone. It's fading, right?
Yeah. You can only go but so far off of that. And now I think you got Halloween coming up soon, which that's for them. They got a ride, they got an amusement park exhibition and everything. That's perfect. I think you keep them around. You got Christmas, you got Royal Rumble. I think this might be the last thing. Maybe a few of them stick around for a little bit, but I think that they already made the cuts, Corey.
What was the question again? Say that again.
They already make cuts.
Oh, yeah. I don't.
I don't think SummerSlam cut.
I don't think they get cut.
No, I don't think
this next round.
No, I don't think they get cut this next round. But what I'm thinking is 2026. Someone has to emerge out of that group.
Yeah.
I think you could think there's things that you can redo. I mean, you can do something with the Hardy Boys and Y6. I mean, if you do the Ultimate Deletion, because I know they're TNA, but they've been doing some crossovers. So you can do. I mean, that's something that you can do down their alley. I know nobody wants to bring the cinematic era back, but that is something that the Y6 can do.
Actually, sadly, if anybody goes from that group, the group is disbanding. But I will say this. It's not a knock on it, just he hasn't been doing anything. I think Eric Rowan is the one that gets let go, probably.
Yeah. Somebody I don't see this group together after Mania 42.
Yes, I agree with that. I actually agree with that.
Moving forward, the Becky Lynch and this girl's name.
Lyra Valkyria.
Lyra Valkyria. That match was 25 minutes. That match went 10 minutes too long.
That match was 25 minutes?
That match was 25 minutes and 5 seconds.
Was it really?
Yeah. Yes. Let me put it this way. They threw a lot into that match. They threw a lot. I mean, from the toolbox to the fire extinguisher to Bailey getting involved.
The restraints.
The restraints.
The zip ties, which she botched the zip tie. and forgot she was on TV, and then it was bad. She needed to improvise because the zip tie, it popped, right?
Mm-hmm.
But instead of them improvising, she just went for spot for spot for spot for spot for spot, and it didn't look good, and it went too long. But go ahead, continue.
But yeah, Michael. Credit to Michael Cole and Wade Barrett, who was able to tell a story about that, right? Or listening to it. I don't know if you went back and rewatched it yet, because I know you were there. Keith was home with with his issue. But we watched it with Wade Barrett and Michael Cole did a great job of telling that when it popped, right? You could see it popped, and they was able to tell the story about it popping and her getting it back. Oh no, it didn't pop. We got it together and got it there. Only thing about that I could say was, we really didn't see how she got out of it, and that spot because she crawled underneath the ring and then she came back and she was free. And right. I think to me, just as a wrestling fan, to me, just seeing her how she get out adds more oomph to the match.
Yeah,
those zip ties to Lyra Valkyria is what Travis Scott is to wrestling. I'm sorry. Dang,
you're on Travis Scott's head, man.
Man, he messed up everything because
I can see why people are on him because he messed up. I mean, I know we're jumping around. If everything which is being portrayed is true, for him not to advance in the training and take it seriously, or just it was a golden opportunity that a lot of people don't get, and you never really hear of a celebrity messing up the opportunity like that. You never hear of that. So, especially the placement of what he was getting. It wasn't like he was just, you bring the celebrity in and they're working. Like, he was the main event program. He was privy to very classified information with the heel turn with John Cena. Just the position he was put in was very telling of where they held him in regards, and then just it's wasted away.
All right, so let's get to that main event. We had Solo and Jacob in the steel cage. That was 12 minutes, fairly decent. I think some of their time was cut because of the 25-minute situation.
I like Jacob chasing. I like the fact Jacob is chasing. Right, he doesn't need the title.
Right. That was good. Then you had Dominic versus AJ. Once again, another 10-minute match by Dominic that does everything it's supposed to do to tell the story, the action, the pace, advancement of the character. Dominic Mysterio his stock is going high over here, man. Yeah, because he's doing it in 10 minutes.
The Wizard said this a long time ago that Dominic Mysterio will be the next big thing. He will be the star, right? This kid right now has it. Even with AJ Styles, I love the fact that all the nostalgia that was in this match, the Easter eggs you want to say that you had to go look for. The Latino heat, the car, the blue, even the finish, right? It was the finish with the boot coming off. If you go back to Eddie Guerrero and Kurt Angle, right? When the boot came off from the ankle lock. So all this stuff that was in there, and back to your point, Keith, in 10 minutes, and it told a story.
Right.
Even to what Dominic does in the post-match show, how the fans are loving him and cheering, and what he says on the microphone, and he gets it, and he's able to do it in short time spans and spurts. And I don't like to say he doesn't need the Judgment Day, right? But he can't leave the Judgment Day because there's so many storylines.
Right. Look, I see
him. The Judgment Day needs him.
They need
him right now.
Right, the Judgment Day needs him because there's storylines they can play, especially with Liv gone. But when Liv come back, there's so many storylines that you can play with Roxanne Perez and Dominic and Liz. I mean, it's so Liv. There's so many things that you can do. This guy hits home runs.
If he doesn't win the Rumble next year, he's getting the Money in the Bank.
I can see him winning Money in the Bank. I think he's about to. I mean, even sooner. I think he's about to win that AAA championship next time.
Yeah, he's going to walk around with that. All right, now, and we'll go to the main event, to which
Ken Griffey Jr.
Yes, to which I will say this. The reason why this main event meant a lot in night 2 was all predicated on the work that John did on the mic at SmackDown on Friday.
Yes. Yeah, I
right?
can agree with that.
Okay.
He raised the stakes. He changed the direction. He
Sold the
pay
per view.
He sold the
He literally put butts in the seats.
Yeah.
Yes. He had them turnstiles turning. And the thing about it, and I'm just gonna go to the creative situation.
Sure.
Watching Unreal, and they drew the diagram. I really like that show. When they drew the diagram that said that The Rock has his own creative people and WWE has their own creative people, that brought a lot to the table for me to open up some theories that may have been shared on the internet, maybe even shared on the show. Here's my assertion of The Rock in general, right? And this is why we didn't see him. I've noticed that anytime something in Hollywood doesn't go right for The Rock, if his movie performs lower than expectations, if a side media venture performs lower than expectations, people try to swing in the Hollywood industry. They try to swing it around and blame his connection to professional wrestling to say that, oh, it's too lowbrow entertainment. And you're not going to get the respect from the critics or people because you're associated with this carny type of entertainment, right? And I've noticed that when these things happen, it affects how he carries, it affects how he communicates with the press, whether he doesn't, whether he does, whether he, avoids it. Very busy man. And this is not to cast aspersions on The Rock, as Stephen A would say, or it's not basically to dump on him or anything. But I think that he's reached a point, and Jamie Foxx said this, that when you're an A-list person, you go to these parties with A-list people, you go on trips with A-list people, you work around A-list people, you do these things, you start to live in a bubble, and you lose touch. Your finger's no longer on the pulse because you live behind the gates now. And when you're behind the gates and your feet and your ears not in the street like that, you lose touch. This whole thing with Cody and I Need Your Soul, and I'm gonna bring Travis Scott and right. John Cena turning heel, that was always there, right? But the creative disparity between how to get there with the Rock's team versus the WWE team, it almost messed this whole thing up for John in his last year.
Yeah.
It almost messed it up. And that man, if we didn't say anything good about him, he saw this, and he's a foot soldier, man. You tell him what to do, he'll go out, he'll take care of the task. He did it, and it wasn't good. It wasn't going anywhere, and I could tell he didn't like it, but he went with it. And at the last minute on Friday, he turned it around. And you know what? I told you, Dwayne has this movie coming out, Smashing Machine, right? It's Mark Carr. I saw the movie when we was at Coppin, right?
Okay.
It talks about MMA in his early stages, and he was one of the top fighters at the time, going through a whole bunch of things. That movie is more connected to the UFC crowd. That's why you saw Rock doing UFC stuff, TKO UFC, whatever the case may be, as opposed to WWE. Why? Because they don't want to feel like the carny, lowbrow entertainment is connected to the real fighting stuff, whatever. But guess what? WWE, metric-wise, is doing better than UFC now.
Yeah.
It's doing better than UFC now in terms of its reach, everything, right? So if you really want to look at it, it would probably benefit him more to have been more involved in this road from WrestleMania to SummerSlam than him doing anything. I mean, there's a way he could have did both, but it seems like, once again, he picked one over the other. And like John said, they left me here with this crap I got to deal with, but this is going to be me, and that's how I'm doing it. He struck a chord with the crowd, which made the match even better, man.
Yep. I agree with that. John, I mean, John is probably a handful of people, or probably the only person, realistically, that could just turn babyface by saying, you know what? Me being a bad guy sucked, basically.
Right.
So, hey guys, I'm back. And
Yeah.
boy, ate it right up like it was nothing.
Nothing.
Like, he basically did a shoot promo in a sense that, like you said, everybody went back to their normal lives. I was left here to deal with being something I didn't want to be in the first place, basically.
And it's creative
Right.
confusion.
And he was like, you know what? I got 4 months left. Let's switch this up. I'm out. Like the face turn probably was going to happen at this time, but it's probably going to happen a lot differently.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
drastic times call for drastic measures. I really just think John, pulled that creative control card for his, last year and probably was like, yo, this sucks. I'm not doing it. Let's give the people what they want.
Hey, he was
So
making a
glad
lot
they
of
did that way.
he was making a lot of merchandise, baby. He was selling a lot of merch. Selling a lot of merch. But I agree with you guys. It was time for a change. Friday night change, him changing on Friday night, put butts in seats. Me personally, wish he would have just changed on Sunday, right? Sunday would have been a night that John Cena came to himself. The current John Cena should have came out on Sunday, in my opinion.
No, he needed the Friday to sell the rest of the tickets. And you want to know why? I'm going to tell you why.
Saturday, I know.
No, look. Saturday night, there was a whole section that was open.
Yeah.
It was open Saturday night. Sunday night, it was filled to the brim.
Yeah, it was.
Filled to the brim. Multiple sections on Saturday night, multiple sections were not sold. No empty seats. Sunday night, filled up.
Yeah, I agree.
Everybody wants to go to the last night of the show.
Yeah,
and
they do.
But then we get a big return. All right, we get the big return of the Beast himself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Brock, you talk about CM Punk celebrating, and then you get Seth Rollins, you get Cody Rhodes celebrating. John Cena, he leaves the ring and give John Cena his
before
moment.
we even go there, G, we got to give Cody Rhodes credit, man.
Yeah, we got to give him credit.
You got to give Cody Rhodes credit, man, because it's like they keep calling for him to turn heel, and I get it. But right now, that dude, it's almost a replay of John Cena in 2012, 2013 or whatnot, 2010 or whatnot. They kept calling for him to be heel, and it just wasn't. Right now, it's just not the time for Cody to be heel.
No.
It's not yet. It's coming. Just don't think it's right now. Like, the dude is head over heels the other top babyface in the company. You got Roman, who doesn't really. Here's the thing: there's no pure white meat babyface right now other than Cody. Maybe Sami Zayn. Roman's the cool babyface. LA Knight's the cool babyface. It's like, yeah, these baby faces are here, but they have that element of cool to them. Cody's the only one for the most part, like I said, other than Sami Zayn, that's the gotta do the right thing, gotta,
white meat baby face.
Yeah. He's it. You lose, other than John Cena's there right now. It's John Cena as well, but he's as part-time can be. So it's like you gotta have that person there, and until somebody else is built up even close to that vein of being that white meat babyface, other than maybe, like I said, Sami Zayn, Cody's not turning. It's not happening.
Right.
Yo, listen, this is a sidebar. Santino's daughter is the best, Ariana Grace. Like, Stax has really, he lucked out in life because she's great.
I don't even know who you're talking
about. I know I'm dating the show. I'm sorry, but I'm watching a little bit of NXT, and she's just great.
Okay, got that's I know Santino. Got you.
Yeah, and that's the real. I think they're engaged, if I'm not mistaken, or at least And they're definitely like together. You know, that's Stax's real life partner. They're really together in real life.
Oh, okay.
No, you probably didn't know that, Keith, but yeah,
No, I didn't know
they're
that.
really together for real. So you've seen it play out on TV now. So yeah, and we'll have to get to that with Nikki Bella being eviscerated at some point. But yeah,
Oh yeah. We're gonna have our time. We're gonna
yeah,
have our time with that. But bringing it all together,
yes,
this top of the show, we were saying, was SummerSlam better or did it eclipse Mania 41? And I will say I spent less time at the concession stand
that's fair.
and the restroom during SummerSlam as opposed to Mania 41.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hey, real quick on the Brock Lesnar thing. Kudos. I'm not gonna say kudos.
Yeah, hold on. We even forgot the Brock surprise. That's it.
because I think we were gonna forget Cody. That's why I wanted to make sure Cody got
Yeah.
his due.
Yeah.
Hey,
in there.
Brock coming back, and Wiz, I saw your video. Shout out on your video that you had on Instagram. But it is no one knew. Again, another secret that didn't get leaked. Right?
Yeah.
Another secret that did not get leaked by the company. Brock comes out, music hits, and you're like, oh crap, they made it. I'm looking online like, is the court case over? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I really am like, did they settle? Like, WWE made a call to bring Brock Lesnar back in the midst of, and I had to really look at it like, what did Brock actually do, right? I mean,
I think that we'll save that for another show.
We'll save that.
Save that for another show. But again, Brock was a big surprise, even in the midst of what's going on with the company. Big Brock Lesnar's back. Interested to see Friday night where it goes from there, right? And I was interested to see Brock's by himself. There's no Paul Heyman.
Well, he's been by himself.
Yeah, he has. But again, Paul always somehow has associated himself with Brock.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Yeah.
How many dates does Cena have left?
Was it 12, 13? I think 12.
He's got about 13 to 12.
I think it might be 12. It might be 12.
12 now.
Huh. So he'll feud with Brock for a little bit. You know what I'm interested in seeing? I'm interested in seeing, and if Brock stays around long enough after this, I want to see Brock and Jacob Fatu.
Oh, yeah. Brock can go show to show. I mean, in a best case scenario, he stays around. Brock and Gunter, Brock and Jacob, Brock and Roman now.
Right.
Yeah,
Brock and Punk again. There are definitely avenues to do Brock again with a lot of the people he's worked with before. Because these people are in entirely different places than what they were when they worked with Brock the first time.
Brock is too. He's 48 years old.
And Brock is too, yeah.
Yeah.
He's 48 years old. Brock's totally different place too. So you might not get
Brock still look, I'm sorry. Brock still look as good as he did when he was 28, let alone 48, you know?
Ain't no wellness policy. Ain't nobody enforcing that.
At least not with him, you know.
Not with him anyway.
Yeah.
Nobody's enforcing that with him. So that again.
If it's anything, because I don't, listen, that dude been jacked forever. So I don't know.
He look like he's farm swole. He's just been throwing cows and hays and hay bales and all that stuff just away.
He's just always been a big dude. If he's taking something, okay. But he's just always been a big dude to me. So
eating elk meat, moose meat.
Yeah.
No jokes. He's into exotic meats. So
yeah.
Hey, all right. We need to wrap the show up on that.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, yo.
Hey. Well, pause, man. Pause. All right, Monday Night Raw real quick. We saw Monday Night Raw. We saw LA Knight. We saw LA Knight and Seth Rollins. We saw Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella do a
there it is.
Toe for toe, right? Toe for toe spat. And I'm not sure if Becky's comments was approved or not, but I loved them.
Oh, man.
Her comment was, it made people gasp. Wiz, how was the air in the arena? Same thing, champ, when she gave the John Cena comment.
People were cheering her.
Yeah, that was a gut shot of the night. Like,
I did, once again, shout out to, I listened to Busted Open this morning, And I think it was Bully that kind of or David. One of them kind of pointed out that, you know, to the casual person on the outside looking in, if somebody tuned in and was watching that, you would think Nikki Bella was the heel and Becky was the baby face in that situation because of the way they had everything delivered. And it was like, and Bully was saying, hey, like, it's kind of, you know, they kind of left Nikki out there on a, you know, on an island in the sense that she had no comeback. Or he's like, whether it was somebody creatively or her or whatever, like nobody wrote her a comeback after that line. Like that line killed her. Like she couldn't even come back from it because it was like it was so good.
That was the mic drop.
Yeah, it was a mic drop.
Yeah,
and he said that. He was like, the promo could have ended right there. She could have rolled out the ring right there. She didn't even need to punch her after that. You know, the sucker punch after. That didn't even need to happen.
The sucker punch
that promo could have ended right there with Becky's line.
Yeah, the punch was more so to solidify that I'm the heel and this is my yard, right?
Yeah. I think it was to reestablish her being the heel. Yeah.
Reestablish her being a heel. And that was because when she said it, I'm like, she's done. It is not, and I'm like, there's nothing to come back from, right? Because you know, even with the hand movement, like you can't see him now. Like he married somebody else. And I don't know how many people really know. I don't know how many people really know the backstory. That's what I was thinking too. Like, how many people really know the backstory of Nikki Bella and John Cena to the point where
even if you didn't know the backstory, you knew that was the gut shot.
Yeah.
Gut shot. Hey, last thing before we get up out of here, man. Roman, we got to explain this. I understand for what it means on the streets when you take somebody's shoes, right? I know what it means when it's on the street, and you're a shoe guy. Ain't nobody somebody got to knock you out to take your shoes, right? Hey, where do they go? Where are they going with this shoe thing?
I don't know, but it's great because so many of the talent these days are wearing, you know, sneakers, like hype sneakers, Jordans and all. My thing was I looked really deep into it because I really am a shoe guy.
Right.
So the shoes, it's interesting. The shoes Bronson first took, to the average person, there's some Jordans. Like, okay, he took some Jordans. Like, people looking at it as, whoa, like, he took Roman's Jordans. To me, I was like, yeah, he took his shoes, but that's an average pair of shoes. Like, that's
one he took last night.
But however, that you gotta let me finish, Keith, because that's what I'm getting to. I think and this is me looking way deeper into this, being a shoe person. The shoes that he took originally from Roman are, you know, they're all. I don't care. People can get what they get. I don't knock anybody for what shoes they get. But in the terms of hype, like that shoe that he took from Roman at first, like that Spitz like low, it's a nice shoe. It's a nice, clean looking shoe. There's no hype with that shoe. For me last night, he took a pair of band Jordan 1s, some bread, you know, Chicago Jordan 1s. That shoe was very, like, I'll put it, that shoe was so hype. I had to get an invite to a special collaboration to get that shoe. That shoe was not available to people like that at all.
Right.
So I was invited to a special gathering to have the opportunity to get that shoe. I was invited, like special invite through Jordan Brand and a retailer. That wasn't like, I don't have that shoe without that invite. So that shoe, I think for me, and I could be looking way deeper into it for people that don't understand the culture, but for the most part, that shoe, yeah, him getting that if he starts wearing that around his neck, that's really like, whoa, like, because the major sneaker outlets online, social media outlets, they picked it up, but they really are picking it up now with it being the Jordan 1, the black and red Jordan 1. Right. Yeah, nah, it's a total difference.
Right. And I think where we going, sneakers on a pole match.
I think so too. You know, it's funny. We joke about that. I said that last night though, champ. I was like, this better not be a sneakers on a pole match.
It better not be a sneaker on a pole match, man. It better not be a sneak on the pole. Roman, if he sneak on the pole match, Roman really fell from grace, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's like the dog food gimmick he was doing before he went on his run, right before the pandemic, with the whole dog food and Baron Corbin.
I don't even remember that.
I do very
I
vividly.
do. Come on, Keith. That was bad.
Yeah, it was
He
bad.
needed a pandemic to reset. Put it that way.
Okay. All right. He escaped from there.
He escaped from there. But again, yeah, the shoes to me, I was like, man, you, like in the hood, you snatch somebody's shoes, those are like fighting. That's like go get
you won the fight. You won the battle.
Yeah, you won the battle, right? You won the battle when you snatch a man's shoes. So it's interesting to see where they go from there. Braun Breaker, I think, is gonna be a star.
Oh yeah.
I think this stuff is moving in the right direction. But again, it was good they had to write Roman off of TV somehow, because I don't think he's not going to Paris, right?
No,
he's not going to Paris. It's not going to Paris. So, hey, but that's the weekend, man. Your closing thoughts on your weekend or the weekend of SummerSlam, and the business that WWE did through and out of the city, right? Out the Tri-City.
Yeah, I thought this was the best experience I've ever had of the 3 experiences that I've had at MetLife Stadium now for a WWE event. If it goes like how it went this weekend, I'm all for them going back there, because it was, for me, it was very smooth. It was easy. I thought it was well done in there. It was a good experience. And it seems like, a lot of, reports and stuff are coming out that WWE's moving to probably 2 nights for most of their, what we classify as the big 4 or big 5. They're all going to start being 2 nights. And it seems like, and for a while now, a lot of people have thought of WrestleMania as that's their vacation. And so it's 2 nights. And SummerSlam too, like, they're making it so you're making a vacation out of these big events. And from a business standpoint, I'm not mad at it. I know people hate it. I get it. But as a business, I understand. I can separate, or I can understand where they're coming from as a business. As a consumer, I'm like, dang, like, that's more money. Like, that sucks. I get it. As a business, I think it's genius. I do.
It is. We talked about that, man. We talked about that during the pandemic when they first did the 2-night Tampa, right? Like, will this be a continuing trend? And I believe we said that WWE will continue this because it makes more money for them, because people want to go. Right? It makes it more attractive. New York, New Jersey, hey, made attractive, right? Can't be so much. Next year in Minnesota, right? Unless I'm gonna use next year Minnesota, right? Because WWE switching.
Unless they change something. Well, they didn't advertise it again, so I think they're staying.
I think ain't nothing going on in Minnesota, man.
Yeah, unless they stand, man. Unless they stand. Hey, Chief Keef.
Yes, sir.
He's not Chief Keef.
I'm sorry. I know.
That belongs to somebody else.
I know. Tribal Chief.
TCF.
Yeah, right. Your final words, man. Final thoughts.
I mean, there's nothing more that we can say to recap. MetLife, it's a modern stadium, but the food options are a bit lacking. As my experience in which I've shared, if you read between the lines, if you smelled what The Rock was cooking.
Right.
But outside of that, it was a great show. I didn't, like I said, I couldn't make it tonight. Couldn't make it tonight too, but watched it. The experience was great. Shout out, respect, tip of the cap to all the backstage workers, to all the union workers, the staff, lighting, production, the guys in the booth, the guys in the truck. Because here's the thing. It's a difference when you work a 2-night event in New York, in the tri-state, in New York and New Jersey, because you got to factor in, you have your media in another state.
Yep.
You have your one-stops, your placements, your marketing, your promo, your media. You have all of that in another. So you got to go back and forth. And production is stretched very, 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 very thin when you're dealing with that. Then you got to get set up throughout all the traffic and everything. So for them to be able to pull off a flawless event, production from a production standpoint, the way that they did, Just shout out to those guys because they make everything happen. You know, they were great. They were awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, no, what's up, man? That's a wrap for this week, man. That's a wrap for this week. Hey, thank you for joining us. Do me a favor, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of our shows as we continue to break down WWE, we continue to break down WWE, as we continue to do fantasy booking, as we continue to talk about the what ifs in the world of professional wrestling. Hey, once again, make sure hit the subscribe button, hit that bell notification. Hey, What If Wrestling Podcast is here. We'll see you guys next time. Hey, yo, Wizard, take us home.
Hey, if you're not confirmed, consider yourself denied.
End of story, ladies and gentlemen. Good night. Peace.